this, ayy. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this, ayy. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Okay, yeah, and I hit that. Okay, yeah, and I hit that. Sorry, like you know. Okay, yeah, and I hit that.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Chicago Bears. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. In store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Play. 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to take another shot here. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety, Harrison Smith. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. A 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be. A much more physical team that complemented their defense.
6 brings up 2nd and 4.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Off the play fake, Cousins. They'll roll him out right. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle is made here at the Bears' 15-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's again to Cook. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Dalvin Cook.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Cousins gives way to Cook. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Grant Haley on the stop. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the ball. The Bears have recovered. They have. A bad 3rd down mistake there.
Points were already on the board in their mind. And that's the worst part about it, right? Because it's just like in golf. Never counted in the cup until it's in there. Otherwise, you can really get messed up with your scores. In this case, you know they thought, hey, at least 3, maybe even a chance to get 6. It's a little bit demoralizing going off the field now that you've turned it over and you come up empty.
Yeah, if he holds on to that, at least the field goal on 4th down. Now they lose it. So Cousins heads to the Vikings sideline, and on is Dan Bailey to try the field goal. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Bailey's kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So they get the 3 points, but they've now had 3 trips into the red zone, and that's all they've come away with.
And in the NFL, the way they measure red zone efficiency and success is you score touchdowns on those drives. That's first and foremost. Getting points, that's the second measurement. So by that measure, they haven't done very well. They've got to figure that out.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult throw to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side. Because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Throwing is Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A huge play there for Chicago. 59 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
He was brought down.
Alden Smith there on the tackle.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Now they try the right side here. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Jackson. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. By kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. From the gun, here's Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
I think they have to make some decisions here. That's his 2nd fumble here in the 1st quarter. And what I mean by that is, do you have the confidence to stay with him, or are you going to have to make a change and maybe go to someone else?
A handoff as they run the counter play. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Anthony Barr brought him down. 1st and goal, Chicago. That's the end.
The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. To throw is Jackson. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Darnell Mooney, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bears have taken the lead.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
The kickoff for Chicago.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's a quick throw left side to start things out. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 30.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
2nd and 5 now. Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Cousins able to find Jefferson here, complete. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
The tackle.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Yeah, they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. second and 12. Cousins, complete. Jefferson the target. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. But it doesn't really matter. They brought in the big lumber to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
First down throw for Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 12-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Cousins throwing quickly out for Jefferson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And they got the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This will make it into the end zone. And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25.
25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And That's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
Well, they came up with points in their first two possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their third drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
And Dooley to return. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
48-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. 2nd down. A give to Cook out of the gun. Cook with a 1st down and much more. And he takes this all the way down to the Bears 13. A big hit. That one goes for 40 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will do it for this first half. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
That's the score. Vikings 20, Bears 10.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for, and take it.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A 6-yard pickup.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
And it's 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
At their own 32-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
There's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
A gain of 4 brings up.
And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way. They run it again with Cook. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fielded at the 20. There'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bears take over.
Take over 1st and 10. At their own 26-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Jackson. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
And the hook up here to Allen Robinson.
Jackson.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
At the 1-yard line.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Billy LeMay, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears draw a bit closer. It's up and good, and the lead's now down to 3 at 20-17.
Vikings 20, Bears 17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Return. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
37-yard
Well,
run.
they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the Jets sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
And he He slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Here's Madison running on first down. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Madison, ball carrier.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
First down, here's Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. They run. Cook. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Roquan Smith in on the tackle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 7.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And Thielman's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Darnell Mooney, the target there. And it's 2nd down.
Incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And it's 3rd down.
Bears on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Operating from the gun, Jackson. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he'll be out right at the 35. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
First down, Bears.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. Forced out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Tremaine Johnson could not be contained on the corner blitz. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. From the gun, Jackson. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40.
Daryl Patterson.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And that's caught by Smith. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the 1st.
A gain of 9 yards.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. 2 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Johnson. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Some room at midfield. And he's got daylight. It's a full race. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. So that, Charles, his 2nd touchdown of the ballgame. He had the more standard receiving touchdown earlier. This time he finds the end zone in the run game.
Yeah, it's almost as if he said, well, that's how I normally do it. That's almost boring. Give me another opportunity. This time I'll use my legs only and get into the end zone.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Complete to
ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and
from the gun. Jackson looking here for Smith downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory.
A pickup on
it's a big-time play there for the Bears. 54 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
The ball carrier.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
A gain of 5.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And he dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Ball carrier taken down at the 11-yard line. It's a
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. For it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Roquan Smith, the Bears' leading tackler last season, makes the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Again, it's Cook. And he's going to have just a couple here with the marker on the field as well. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another 2nd down. It'll be 3rd.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their 3rd down defense, right? Yep. Whether it's a sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 84 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it to the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
2nd and 3.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cook. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and 4. Today's final score.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but